guys, it's Nat, and today I thought I would share with you my summer favourites. So yeah, autumn has started now, so I'm excited because if you don't know, autumn is my favourite season. And yeah, I decided because it's the end of summer that I finally would bring back one of my favourite series that I had on my channel, which is like my seasonal favourites. So of course I'm gonna share with you my summer favourites. I'm gonna go off the structure that I had in my previous videos. So yeah, we're gonna start off with books. So for books I have two. The first one being The Romantic Pact by Meghan Quinn. So this is actually book 2 of the Kings of Football series, which I think Isla Madden-Mills and Adriana Locke also wrote books for. So they are different books. There's 3 books by different authors, but we follow a pack of 3 guys from university, I think. And yeah, they're football kings, but their last season wasn't the best. So yeah, we just followed their kind of romantic interests. No, romance stories. But yeah, this is a friends to lovers road trip romance that starts off in America, but the road trip actually takes place in Germany. So Crew's grandfather passes away and he ends up sending Crew and his longtime best friend Hazel on a trip to Germany that him and his wife took years before. And basically throughout this road trip they have all these exciting plans planned for them by their grandfather, but they also rediscover their friendship because they did stop speaking for a little bit. It was Crew's fault, but yeah. And then yeah, they end up breaking their romantic pact, which they set up as kids or like teenagers, which just basically said that they would never be romantically involved, but you know, there were feelings. And this one was like my favorite one. I've actually never read a romance book by Meghan Quinn, but I think I'm gonna start because this one was just like, oh, so beautiful. It's set during Christmas, so you have like these wintry Christmas vibes. Made me want to go on a road trip to Germany. I've only been to Germany once, so I really want to go again and like visit all these places and like try out all the Lebkuchen and like all the other foods that they were trying out and go to a German Christmas market. It just sounded like a dream, so I highly recommend. And then the second book was Atomic Habits by James Clear. I did talk about this in a video I did recently on, I think, my favorite books so far of this year. It's basically a book about practical strategies that you can set up in your life to reach your desired dreams and goals. It's not basically about the goals you set, but the strategies you set in place to accomplish those goals. And yeah, it's all about like how to form good habits, how to break bad ones, and master the tiny behaviors that end up leading to remarkable results. So highly recommend it. And then the next category is movies. So I actually have 2 movies. They're both actually mystery, thriller, suspense, horror. So the first one is Forgotten. It actually came out in 2017, but it is a Korean movie. I don't actually watch too many Korean movies. I always watch Korean dramas, but this one was so good. Sounded very interesting because it's basically about this guy that his brother ends up getting kidnapped and then he just comes back a completely different man after 19 days. But he doesn't actually remember anything. And then Jin-suk, who is like the main character, he wants to find out the truth about the kidnapping because he's just like, none of this stuff adds up. And yeah, the movie is basically a thrill ride. My mom actually watched it very soon after me because she liked watching it with Polish subtitles, and she said it was so good. Like the first half of the movie, you're just trying to figure out what is actually going on, but if you pick up on the little clues, I still don't think you would be able to like figure out the whole plot, which I loved because I love it when thriller movies aren't like easy to guess what's gonna happen at the end. I thought it was really good and I really enjoyed that plot line, so highly recommend. And then I actually ended up watching The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, which is a new movie. So I'm just gonna read what it said online because I don't even know how to summarize it, but I'm a very big fan of like The Conjuring and Ed and Lorraine Warren stories. So it basically says a chilling story story of terror, murder, and unknown evil that shocked even experienced real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, one of the most sensational cases from their files. And it starts with a fight for the soul of a young boy, then takes them beyond anything they'd ever seen before to mark the first time in US history that a murder suspect would claim demonic possession as a defense. So yeah, all I'm gonna say is this movie makes me not want to get on a waterbed, and if you've watched the movie then you know what I mean. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Now on to TV shows. So I am gonna mostly talk about Korean ones because I don't think I've watched any good like American or British or other country ones. So the first one is You Are My Spring. This is a new one. It came out in 2021 and I was watching it as it was releasing, so it was a nice way to end Monday and Tuesday in the evening because I just used to watch them then. But it's basically about a hotel concierge and a psychiatrist with traumatic childhoods form a heartfelt bond when they become entangled in a perplexing local murder case. I actually didn't realize there was going to be a murder involved because I was like, You Are My Spring, this sounds so good. But basically why I love it is because the psychiatrist is so like smart in life. His quotes, I kept like going on TV Time, which is an app I use to track the TV shows I'm watching, and like you can see the comments people posted and they always posted like screenshots of his quotes, and he is just so smart. This drama hits very differently for me. It was very like traumatic, like I cried, but at the same time like it was so wholesome. I loved like the friendships, and the murder plot line made it even more interesting, but you know, I'm here for the romance. The romance was just so good, and female lead and like the male lead were amazing. So good, highly recommend. And then I ended up watching Extraordinary You, which came out in 2019. So basically, Undano, for her everything shatters when she finds out that in reality she is actually stuck in a comic book. And what's even worse, she isn't the main lead of the comic book, so she is an extra, and she ends up finding Haru, another extra who is the only person that can like change the sequences that the writer has written into the comic book, so she can change her fate. And I don't know, I really loved this one because it took me by surprise. I didn't think I would love it as much, but Undano was so cute, and Haru, if you're a fan of SF9, watch it because Rowan plays in it. I love SF9, and I don't know, it was just really interesting, and I personally loved the ending so much. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing because those autumn scenes, but I'm not gonna say too much because that would be a spoiler, but I just loved it. It was such a cute story. Like the side characters were again, and I really loved that one. Then another one I watched is A Love So Beautiful. That one I think came out in 2020. This is actually a remake of a Chinese drama that I haven't watched yet, but I will. So it's basically about a love-struck teenager that has a crush on her neighbor, and he's also her schoolmate, but it's a hard one because he always like just dismisses her, but it shows them growing up from school into adulthood. It was so cute. And then the last one isn't technically a drama, but it is a survival show, and it was Kingdom Legendary War. So of course I had to watch this one. It had all my favorite boy bands and I found some new ones. So this was basically a survival show between 6 K-pop groups. So we had BTOB, 80s, Stray Kids, The Boys, SF9, and Icon, and I'm a very big BTOB fan now. I just really enjoyed it. I loved seeing the guys. My favorite episodes were definitely when they went on the sports day. Minhyuk from BTOB and Bangchan from Stray Kids. Oh my god, they are so athletic. I did not realize it, but really loved that show. Now on to YouTube favorites. So out of YouTube, I only just have one because I recently discovered her. I think when I was looking for finance budgeting videos, and she did really good ones, and that is Elena. She is basically an LA girl, but she moved to New York. She is a lifestyle travel vlogger, and she just makes really good content about like loneliness and like finance. She's like the only YouTuber I found that talks a lot about finance, and she's very honest with it. And I don't know, she's just very inspirational, and I just love everything she stands for, basically. So now on to my favorite category, music. I just love talking about music. So we have quite a lot. Most of it is quite new, but some of it's just songs I've been listening to on repeat since probably like the beginning of the year, I think. But first we're going to start off with TXT. Together, tomorrow together. I don't know what it stands for, but I love Love Song, I Know You, I Love You, Magic, Anti-Romantics, Crown, Can't You See Me, Loser Equals Lover. Loser Equals Lover is my favorite song to jam out to at the moment in the car. So good. And then I still am loving Down by Ace, and that is also featuring Grey. Then we have Alcohol Free by Twice, Spider by Hoshi, All Your Fault featuring Grey by Youngum, the Turnover album by SF9. That comeback was absolutely amazing, like Believer, Teardrop. Yeah, I nearly forgot the name of the lead single, but yeah, the whole album. Then we have Advice by Taya, Rain to Be, Aurora and Veronica by Onua. I can't pronounce their like group name. Damage by Just Be, Side by Side by The8, Footprint by Astro. I don't even know how to pronounce this, but it's FXXK. It's Big Bang. I recently got into Big Bang, so yeah. Paint Me Naked by 10. That is an amazing song. Mago and Better Me by G-Friend. I can't believe I got into G-Friend after they've broken up. Well, they didn't renew their contracts. I don't actually know if they broke up or not. And then we have the Red Velvet comeback. So I loved Queendom, Knock on Wood is my favorite of the album, and then Hello Sunset as well. Then we have the new 6 album. I love Wave so much as a lead single. Then I love 20, Ice, and some old songs that I love of theirs is still Can't Stop Jamming to, Cinema, and All For You. Then I also really loved Lolo by Ten and Yang Yang, so both members from Wavy. Then I'm still listening to by Kai. And then the Stray Kids comeback was explosive. I loved it. My favourite songs are Domino, I can't stop listening to it, The View, Surfing, Red Lights. And I also recently had a dream about Mirror by Stray Kids, so I've been listening to that ever since then. But yeah, those are all my favourite songs from summer. Then on to beauty favourites. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Fenty Beauty, the Pro Filter Concealer. It's probably one of the best concealers I've ever gotten, and it's actually too expensive for what you get. I've had it for like 2 months now, and it feels like there's still so much product left, and I use it every day. I personally really love it. I only use it under my eyes. It's just so good. Perfect color match. Can't remember what shade I have, but I'll leave a link to it in the description. So good. And then I also really love the Benefit Hoola Glow Bronzer. I actually got this when it was like their 20th anniversary, so instead of paying £27, I bought it for £20, which I was really happy about. The lady at the counter in Boots, because I went to the one in Birmingham, they have like a whole Benefit section. I definitely want to try out more Benefit products because this one was really good. I said I wanted a glow as well, so she recommended me the shimmery one, and it's just so good. I really love the brush, and I always like do the bronzer first, and then I use the same brush and apply blusher because I feel like it's really good at just being very precise where you want to put it. So yeah, I really loved that. And then from non-makeup, so skincare, I really love the Son by Me 30-Day Miracle Cream. It smells like green tea and it's really good at soothing your skin, moisturizing your skin. You really don't need a lot of it to see a difference, and I'm already on my 3rd tub of it. It's just so good. I use it day and night. Son by Me is probably one of my favorite Korean skincare brands. And yeah, now on to the random favorites. So first of all, the thing I loved in summer is dyeing my hair red. But basically at the start of June, I dyed my hair red when I came home from my holiday, and I've basically had red hair all summer and I just love it. I did go to the hairdressers to get this shade. So basically I have like a darker cherry shade here. As you can see, my roots are coming through, I think. And then she put a lighter color. She was like, let's go crazy. So yeah, that's how I got my hair. It was kind of expensive to get it at the salon, but I still think it was very worth it. And then also another favorite memory from summer is actually going to the beach and like swimming in the ocean like 5 times that day, even though after the beach I suffered because I had really bad heat stroke and sunburn. I still remember only the good times. Sometimes I forget I went through that this summer. But yeah, I also have been loving wearing this set from H&M. It's like a cardigan and crop top set. So cute, and it's yellow. Then I've also been loving wearing skirts in the summer and dresses. I will show you some of my favorite ones right now on the screen. And then also I've been living in my white Converse. They're just so classic. I just need to remember to put them in the wash because they're a bit dirty. But yeah, that is all for my summer favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below some of your summer favorites, as I would love to know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.